Hi guys, and welcome to day 2 of framing the house. For today, we are actually starting it at a machine shop that happens to be a previous employer of mine. When I worked here, we worked on a lot of projects, which they continue to work on a lot of projects, but one of them is the City Creek Center that I helped in part with. But since we have some huge steel beams that have got to go into the house, we are here getting those steel beams prepped and ready to go in. It's time to catch you guys up on some framing. All of the floor trusses are in, and not only that, they are braced with their lateral bracing. And when these trusses came, this piece was on there and this wasn't. And I thought, why did they have that? Is that some support for this 45? But it's not. It's for a gusset strength in this lateral bracing to sit, which is amazing. And these felt really good to walk on. I mean, they felt a little bit flexy, but you know, when you put the sheeting on top while your floorboards, they get really firm. But there was so much lateral bracing that was called out in this. That 6-inch 2x6, that 2x6 goes everywhere. There's also a 2x4 that links all of those together. There's a 2x4 on the exterior that links all of those together. And now these are just as rigid as can be even before the sheeting goes on, which will only intensify it. So today we start sheeting, and I can't be happier, because sheeting means we go to the next floor. So there are 2 tricks to laying out a floor. One is you always do a chalk line. Don't just set a board in the corner and pray it's square. Right, guys? Set a chalk line. That way you've got a straight line. And 2, you relay out your trusses, because yes, they're in place at the ends, but they can wobble a little bit in the middle. So now you set your new diamond lines, which we're working off of, and they'll straighten these out so that they're perfectly straight all the way through the trusses. I don't know if you guys can tell what's going on here, but they're almost done sheeting the first floor, but I'm actually pulling my first lateral line of wire through this house. I kind of can't believe it. This is wild, because it is downhill from here, guys. And if you don't know, this is the work that I like the most. It is very fun.
here's a little tip I'm gonna teach you real quick. When it comes to doing your walls, if you know they're gonna be a 10-foot wall, or say an 8-foot wall or a 9-foot wall, you buy certain studs. You don't buy 2x10s, you actually buy different size studs. These are 10-foot walls. You buy a 1/16 and 5/8, and that's what your studs are. And the reason you do that is because that gives you the 3 inches that your bottom and top plate will make to give you a 10-foot wall. Tell me you're doing a build change without telling me you're doing a build change. If you're aware of how framing works, when you frame this wall, you don't cut the door out and frame little pieces like that. You frame the wall as a whole, and then you come back and saws your doors out later. Once you've got everything square, supported, and where it's gonna stay square, then you can go back and cut those doors out. So the entire basement has its doors cut out except for this main door. Now we technically could pull it out because we've sheeted everything, it's braced up and down, our strong walls are in. So we could cut this out, but I'm not going to, mostly because a lot of traffic comes in and out of this, and this piece of wood is gonna take the brunt end of that rather than that edge of concrete, so it doesn't chip or break or anything like that. It just kind of protects it for right now. But the rest of the doors have been pulled out of the basement. We ran into somewhat of an issue with how this door in the salon is gonna work. This is not the entire opening of the door. This is a slider, so a pocket door goes here. So what that means is the door is really only from here to there, and from here to there is where the door slides into, and it's hidden. And that's great. That's really what we wanted. But the problem we're running into is outlets. I don't have enough room on this side of the wall to put an outlet here, and for the, hopefully in the future, sauna to fit. It actually comes to like right here on the wall. So my outlets would be covered, and I don't like that option. And the other option is if the door ends here, say the door ends here, I can't put a box anywhere until here because the pocket door takes up that space, so you can't really put outlets on there as well. So Bonnie and I talked about it. We are gonna do a build change. Now, if you know what a build change is, a build change means you're changing the framing that's already been done by the framers, which means they will bill you for that hourly time. So the key to doing that is maybe doing it yourself. Me being on site, I can frame this door out myself the way we want to, or at least the way we've designed to change it. It won't cost me anything other than the lumber and my time, which technically is free right now, and the framers can keep going on the upstairs, which they're working on. So it works out great. I don't take away from their time from moving forward elsewhere. But the other thing is it doesn't cost me, because when you do a build change, your framer will charge you an hourly rate, which typically is about 75 to 80 bucks and up per hour they spend. So say they spend 2 hours on this wall, that's 150 bucks that I didn't need to spend on labor. So I'm gonna do it myself, and we're gonna do it right now. And just like that, build change, done. Framers were able to keep working on stuff upstairs. I was able to get this done, and it is set. And we were even able to cut it back out because we ram setted everything so it's not moving. There you go. Merry Christmas. I'm not saying the stair treads are the last thing to do before you move to the next floor, but the main level is 98% framed. There's a few little detail walls that remain, but the rest of it is done. You guys, if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you haven't hit that notification bell to not miss out on any of the today's task comments, do it right now. Hit it. Did you do it? I hope you did it. Anyway, until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.